Welcome to the Eavesdrop podcast. Mr. Big T, how you doing, sir?
Man, if I was doing any better, I have to be two people.
Mr. Paul Marshall, how
I'm
you doing?
amazing.
Oh,
I'm amazing. I'm
hey,
good, bro.
hey, there
I'm
you
good.
all right, all right. Well, we got a special guest, Teddy Mother effing represent. No, Teddy Repp.
Glad to be here. Blessed. Thank you.
Yes,
How you
sir.
doing, brother?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing
Good.
good. So glad to have you, man.
Thank you.
Well, we're gonna have an exciting show. You know, this gentleman right here, he's got a lot of stories, some deep stuff, you know, some cool stuff, some surprising stuff. So you guys are gonna be in for a good surprise. And so hope you enjoy the show. So my man Teddy is a man of many hats, skills, says he's got some failures and some promise. I'm gonna pause there for a quick second, man. For when somebody says that they have promise, what would you elaborate on that?
So, as a child, God put something in my heart to be something great. Uh, I know I couldn't change the world, but I could put a dent in it. So I know I haven't done that yet, and that fire still grows.
Okay,
It grows deeper.
all right.
So that's the promise that He instilled in me, and keeps it. He keeps bugging me with
Keep
it.
reminding you about it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good. I love it. Inspiration to others, but at times you feel like you've had some failures in your life. And from a little bit that I've, saw about your story, I can see why you would say something like that. You had or still have a chip on your shoulder, or would you say that's something that, you from time to time you still have it or you don't have it, or
So the chip started uh, when I was a kid. I played quarterback, and at my height at that time, it was basically taboo. Um, it just They wanted that 6'2" quarterback, so I always started at third string.
Mm,
So that chip of like, I hope he gets hurt. I get my chance. I'm not giving it back. So that chip to learn everything, to know everything, to just know everything about the defense, know everything about the offense. So when I got that opportunity, I'm not giving it back. So that chip came there, and always being that underdog.
mm,
And then when I had my failure, and beat my failure, that chip got larger.
nice.
So
You know what's funny is I usually would say, and I would associate somebody with a chip on their shoulder is angry about something, but I didn't get that out of you. It was more of a competitive nature out of you. There was like more like, nah, man, I'm gonna get mine. And rather than being, and there could be probably some anger there, but I think it's more about that a competitive nature that you got in you.
there was no anger back then, but with what had happened, the anger that I have inside right now is that regret, that anger with myself. Um, you play that what if,
Yeah.
but at the same time, if that didn't happen, I wouldn't be at the place where I'm at now, and my family and my wife. My wife and I talk about it all the time. Even though it was a bad situation, we hit rock bottom. I mean, major rock bottom. We're the happiest we've ever been. But yeah, there's a lot of fire in me, and that regret, I wake up with it, waking up at 5 in the morning, going to a job I know I'm smarter and have more,
Tenacity.
Abilities.
I just, yeah,
Yeah. More skills, more abilities,
yes.
more
And to where I believe God wants me to be, and where I know my potential. I'm not there yet, but it just makes me fight even harder. Like, okay, like I know what I did to others, to my family, and put them in the hole, me personally. And that's why I live 100 miles an hour, because I'm not getting younger.
Yeah.
And if my body can still do it, I'm still going to go 100 miles an hour, even though my wife says, you need to slow down, you need to rest. And I'm like, no, I can't. Until God breaks my bones,
Yeah.
I'm not resting
That's
until
right.
I get what I believe is
Yeah.
is it.
Good deal. Good deal. Definitely I want to say I appreciate that you're being an open book and that you're going to be willing to share your story. I know it's one of a comeback story too, man. So we all know that you're not done yet, especially as of you just shared right now.
Absolutely.
You're a business owner.
Yes.
Okay, good, good, good. And then you have this God-given gift that you shared. You hinted at it. I'm gonna hope to see if we can find out what that is, and throughout the show. But you say you're not doing it yet. You're not living it yet, but you know about it, which is pretty interesting.
Yes.
You ride and train horses.
Yes.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
It is.
Um, and then like you just mentioned, I'll reiterate, you expect greatness.
Yes.
And you're looking to make sure that the success, even financially, you're gonna see it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's who we that's who we got, ladies and gentlemen. We got Teddy, and we're about to dive into his story. And you guys strap on your seatbelts because
Oh.
the little bit that I've been able to learn about this gentleman.
He's a fighter. He's a fighter.
Oh,
Sir. Eavesdrop, y'all.
Eavesdrop. Yeah.
So your story goes that there was, when we ask about a significant defining moment, you mentioned to us, that you overcame major pain addiction.
Yeah.
Addiction for 12 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you said you started at the beginning of your marriage. Are you, and you're still married to that person
Yes.
now? Yeah. You have children?
Three daughters.
What?
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You got a good heart, man. You
You
come home. You come home. You're the hero all the time.
I try to be. Yes.
Oh
I
wow.
try to be.
Oh yeah.
What are their ages?
13, just turned 13, 11, and 8.
Okay. Oh yeah, yeah.
Those are great
yeah,
ages.
yeah. Those are
Ages, all
great
creative.
ages.
So you're creative with them, and then you're a problem solver with them too, right?
I think I created the problem with my second one because she's mischievous and likes to do pranks, and she's that one that pushes the envelope,
All the way.
and you can tell that look, and I'm like, I've been there. You can pull it over on mom, but you're talking to the wrong. You're not. No,
barking up the wrong tree
Yeah.
there.
my oldest. I mean, they're all sweet, and if my kids were bad, I would say they're bad. I guess.
Yeah.
Shits, but they're not. My oldest, my 13-year-old, kindest heart, sweetest. My wife won't be mad if I say this, but naive like my wife in certain things. But she's very open about
Innocent.
everything. But like, hey, I like this boy. I think he's cute. She'll open up and tell us, hey, we're having, which I don't remember having it in school, sex ed.
Oh.
And then what they're teaching. And I'm like, wow, I'm glad you're being open and honest and not hiding those things. They're talking about drugs. They're talking about all that. And she's not hiding anything, about it. And to both of us. When I was her age, I'm not going to tell my parents anything.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell them about what girl I like or,
Yeah.
it just, wasn't going to happen. So
you shared it with the boys instead.
yeah, exactly. So, but my middle one, she's going to be and she's our athlete of the family.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's how I know. I'm like, oh, here we go.
Wow.
And she's that popular kid, knows everybody. My little 8-year-old, she's the sweetest thing.
Yeah.
She is, yeah.
She's the best. Is she the helper? Is she like one of your best helpers?
Actually, they all have their own little. They help in their own way. Like I could ask anyone to do any chore or whatever, and they'll do it.
Yeah, that's cool.
But my older one is like, how much do I get for it now?
Yeah,
But hey, laundry $5. I'll pay $5 for some laundry
like,
getting
you do
done,
it.
folded.
The
hung.
fluff
I'm like, I don't
fluff-
gotta do it.
the fluff and fold.
Yes,
I need it
yes.
like this. I got you.
But they're great. They work hard in school. Yeah. I mean, they're a spitting image of me and my wife.
Nice.
So
That's
it's just the middle one worries us.
Let me piss off the audience real quick. Man, I got a problem with the sex ed in school right now, man.
I agree. I agree.
Me too.
and what they're talking about.
Right, 'cause
Oh
it's not
my
normal.
goodness.
Yeah.
Like, really?
Wow.
Yeah, man. You know
I
what
didn't
I'm
learn about
saying?
that till college.
Yeah, right, let me reel it back in. Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Sorry. Well, and then of course, you've now been clean for a while.
Yes.
That's beautiful. And that's actually what's gonna,
Congratulations too.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Respect.
and that's what leads to our to a couple more things, that you're gonna share with us some of these stories. And but before we get there, there's a couple other things that you had mentioned that I think we all kind of feel this. We all say like we've done some wild things, like man, and I think we all can probably say this. Man, I've done some crazy things. I should be dead right now, But you said that as well.
Yeah.
But you added to it.
Mhm.
You said, you kind of buried him on an unmarked grave.
Mhm.
And that has to do with some of the regrets, maybe?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It all stems with that, with the addiction and trying to get those pills.
Mm.
If you're not making enough, you have to borrow from the wrong people. And when you borrow from the wrong people, it's not just paying back what you borrowed, it's interest and then
Mhm.
interest on top of interest. And then when you're not getting it from them, you have to borrow from another bad person.
Now you got two. Now you got
And
two
then it
debts.
just keeps fluctuating. And then when they know they have you, uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Do they know where
Desperate measures.
Yeah,
do they know where you live?
they did at the time.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did at the time.
Okay. All right. All right. And so then of course, but there's a victory in all this.
Oh, absolutely.
There's a victory in all this. That's good. Um, so before we dive into your story, the details of it, you do have a belief, a message where, you like you said it even just a little minute ago, you're going 100 miles an hour towards things, there's going to be speed bumps and you're living proof of the fact that what made you, what book did you pick up or what advice did you hear that said, hey man, just don't stop, just go.
I'm a big movie buff. Old school, new movies. When I was in detox for the first day, and I wasn't totally detoxing yet. I still had, some in my system. I bought I believe it was Life magazine, and it was Rocky Balboa, and all, Sylvester Stallone, and
Yeah.
I love all those movies.
Yeah.
But the movie Rocky Balboa, it's not how hard you're hit, but how hard you can get hit and
Mm.
still, keep moving forward.
Mhm.
And that always stuck with. I'm a big Eminem fan,
Yeah.
always have been since high school.
Yep.
Yeah.
So just people with stories, people that are the underdog, um, and just knowing what God put in my heart. Like, hey, there's a reason I'm not 6 feet under somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because of this to share with one person,
Yes.
and that one person can share with others. I don't know.
Did you
But
have it, because the topic is God, or it's tied to God, is there a minister in the family that you grew up around?
so I went to a Christian school from preschool to 8th grade.
Mm.
Um, and was very green. I was a very green person. So when I went to St. Amos High School,
That's St.
first
Amos,
public school,
You met us.
McHale. Remember
Yeah,
McHale?
remember Mikhail?
Okay. I heard him say the first cuss word I've ever heard in my life as a freshman. And I said, "You said a bad word." And I'm like, and they start laughing at me. And I'm like, okay, I need to pick up on something real quick. Luckily, I'm good at football, and no one's gonna make fun of a quarterback because you ain't getting the ball if you're gonna make fun of me,
Yep.
so, yeah,
All right, so you know the scriptures.
I do.
You know the scripture.
I do.
That's
And a
good.
lot of what's on me is biblical, spiritual. Obviously, there's a lot of background, but the main points of everything, like my left, is the armor of God. Um, I have the way, the truth, and the life down my spine. I have 3 koi fish on my left side: Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
Of course, I have little things like my wife, my kids' names, my family's sports number or their birth date. So, but mostly everything on me is that. Um,
That's respect.
Symbolic to the things that you love.
When did
yes.
yeah, sorry, but that's okay. When did you when did you call on him?
You know, when you're when you're born, you get baptized as a child. You don't really you're not really accepting. You're just being baptized because of ceremony. Um, I'd say 2 years before I got clean, before everything came out of the bag. I went publicly, which I don't like doing, and got baptized. I felt something coming out of that water, but obviously nothing changed at that moment. But I felt something, and he's always been there with me. But that was the first time that I actually felt, "Oh, okay,
At the 10-year mark.
yeah,"
Interesting.
and
Wow.
yeah,
Wow. All right.
Can I ask a
Yeah,
question?
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
sir.
So when you came out of the water, and when I was baptized, I kind of feel like you did too, where I did it publicly as well too, and I didn't do it for the likes or any comments or anything like that, but I did it because I wanted to come out to show God as well too. I felt that there was things that dropped off from me in that water, and I felt when I came out of that water that I felt like a different person. I don't know, what type of feeling did you have, if you don't mind me asking?
At that time, I was heavy on painkillers. But you describing it that way, because I never thought about it. I just felt something. And thinking about what you just said, I felt very similar to what you just said. Um, but never could put something on it. But I knew something happened. Even though it wasn't miraculous, obviously at that time, I didn't know where my life would be leading, you know, throughout that. Um, but the weight was still there
Yeah.
because hiding was still there.
Mm.
Um, I don't know. That's a good question.
Good.
Thanks,
Good.
man.
Good. Were you gonna ask a question?
No. No.
Um, so definitely before we dive into this, I want to say thank you for your willingness to share this. I'm a firm believer, man, and people's testimonies play a huge role in helping others. And I believe that those that are tuning in are gonna hear something that hopefully resonates to the point where it maybe is a solution, or maybe at least it's a piece of advice that you can give somebody.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, all right. Can you share that journey of painkiller addiction? What led you down the path?
I was actually thinking that today. Like if you were gonna ask me that. Um, so my cousin, older cousin, looked up to him. Big time athlete, got a scholarship to Utah as a wide receiver. Um, that's who I wanted to be like. I wanted that scholarship. I knew he could go pro. He had all the tools. Um, he lost a scholarship because he got caught smoking weed on the elevator by the head coach at that
This is in
time.
Utah.
Utah.
I went to Utah State, so believe me, I
Okay.
know if you get caught smoking weed in Utah,
Yeah. So I was just so disappointed. I put his jersey from the JC he was at on the back of my seat cover in my truck. Like
Mm.
I respected him so much. That happened, and I always told my brothers like, don't do drugs. Don't, just don't do, it's bad. You're good. Because they're all athletes.
Mm.
My youngest, though, um, he was big into weed. Didn't graduate high school. He was our like kind of like lost cause, and that's when my parents were going through a divorce. So they kind of left him on the back burner, and I had to take care of him. I had to take him to school. Parents were doing their own thing. Um, and so he rode dirt bikes. He broke his collarbone or his ankle or something like that riding a dirt bike. Not like competitively. He wasn't that good. Um, and they gave him a huge bottle of Vicodin. Now here I never touched it. Never at that. I didn't drink. I didn't nothing. I knew what I wanted. You know, I wanted to go to the next level. I didn't care my height. You know, that was my goal at that time. And so I took it from him, hid it in my golf bag. It just sat there. And then I had a bad
Now you did that.
so he wouldn't take them and get addicted to them because I, you know,
Dang, you anticipated that.
yeah. Yeah. So
It's heavy.
I took them and hid them in the golf bag. So at that time, I think I was 21 or 22. My cousin, she had this one friend, older, a couple years older than us. And I think you remember Susie.
I think so.
Okay. So Susie was 5 years older, smoking hot.
Yeah, I do remember.
You don't remember her now.
Smoking hot.
You don't remember her now.
Okay, so the wife knows this, so I can say she was my first. I didn't know it was going to be that way at that time. But she was like, "Oh, have a drink." I'm like, "Of course."
Yeah.
Why not?
You know, she's hot.
Yeah.
Hey, have this Soma muscle relaxer.
Mm.
That's okay. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so relaxed." But it didn't really. But I'm like, she's saying this, okay, whatever. That was done. Invite over again, same thing. And I thought, because like I said, I was thinking about that question. I'm like, is that what got me? Like, that just made me feel relaxed, whatever. So I'm like, oh, okay, no. So then one day I had a really bad toothache, need a root canal. I'm like, I cannot get taking Tylenol, taking whatever. And I'm like, oh, I forgot. I've never had a Vicodin before, but I'm sure that would, like, taking one isn't going to do anything to me.
You just wanted to take the edge off that thing.
Yeah. Until I got to the dentist. Took it 20, 30 minutes later, however long it was, felt like Superman.
You was talking shit.
You were just like, man, I feel good. I'm happy. The pain is gone. And I'm like, this is great because I'm already in pain because of football, because I've broken almost every bone in my body. And even with horses. And so I'm like, gosh, I feel great.
Feel amazing.
And so that's where it started. 1 became 2, 2 became 4. Met my wife. Wasn't bad at that time. It was like when I needed it. And I started playing flag football, like full contact flag football. And then I take one before the game just so I could, not have any
numb the
You
pain.
kind of numb.
See what
Yeah.
you're
Numb the
saying.
pain.
Yeah. And then I'll take one after the game. Oh, I'm sore in the morning. I think I need another one.
Then that liver start tripping.
That's the thing. Okay, so
Yeah. Actually, that's the next question. When did you find out this is a problem?
Yeah.
So I wish on our honeymoon I knew it was a problem. So we went to Mexico, our first cruise, and I'm like, and she knew I'm always in pain, and I'm really in pain. I'm like, hey, I know they sell, like I'm sure, let's go
Yeah,
try it.
painkillers,
And
yeah.
she was like, she didn't think I had a problem because I had to hide that I didn't, and I didn't think at that time I had a problem. I wasn't taking as much as I was taking at the end. We get it. Of course, it's a bottle of Tylenol that you pay $60 for, but I wish I would have, nipped it in the butt there, but I don't know, I'm good. I'm good. When I couldn't get them from friends, and then I had to buy from people that
How many years in was this?
this is probably when I couldn't get them from friends, from the excuses, even though they weren't excuses, but at that time, it was both. I'm in pain, and I think my body needs it because I actually tried to stop. I'm like, I can't do this. And when I tried that, I'm like, why am I feeling so weird? I didn't know what a withdrawal was, but I was feeling just bad. Like, oh, I need, and then once I took it, I'm like, oh, I feel so much better. And then it clicked. Oh,
Oh
geez,
shit.
Body
you
relies
know,
on that.
yeah. And so I'm like, oh shit, what am I gonna do? But I'm like, okay, nobody knows. I can figure this out. I'm smart enough, you know. Of course you think that, you know. I got a plan. I'm good. And then it just got worse. Um, a lot worse. So
Was there denial of that it was a problem at first? Was there stages of this?
no, because like I said, I refuse to go to the actual doctor. Um, because I'm afraid of bad news. Even though, like, hey, if it's not an organ that I feel feels off, I'm not pissing blood or
You can handle it. Yeah.
I'm good. It's broken. It's from sports, full contact, and I still am. Like I said, I have a compound fracture in my heel that I never got fixed. That happened as an event of not paying the amount they needed.
Mm.
And I thought, well, I can't, if I get surgery, I can't work, which means I can't pay them. So that was brutal, but I blame no one but myself, so it's like, oh, I just got to deal with it. Walk with the limp the rest of my life. Whatever, been through worse, um, and it just, I don't know when it snowballed, to be honest with you, but it just, everything became a blur. Like I tell my wife, um, I was on autopilot. She was like, you seemed totally normal. You seemed, until the last couple years, it got bad. It affected my weight. Uh, I would fluctuate. And that's when friends were saying something to my wife, like texting her or messaging her on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. And I'm like, no, I'm fine. I'm just not feeling good. Just not feeling good. She believed it. And then it was borrowing from my dad. And then they talk, which I'm glad they talked, but it didn't help anything at that time.
Put a little gas on the situation and
Yeah,
expose some things you probably didn't want to be exposed.
Yeah. So the last, I'd say, so I had to come up with a solution because I did not have the money. This is a true story. So I've talked to a lot of people when I was in rehab. I took 40 at one time, 10 milligram, 325 Norcos morning, 40 at noon, and 40 at night.
Wow.
Every day.
This was
This is the last 4 years.
towards the end.
Yeah. Mixed. If I didn't have that, didn't have the money for it, I'd get Tramadol. Now, Tramadol didn't give that same, but it didn't give me withdrawals. Like, for example, if I had no Norcos, I'd have to take 10 Tramadol to not get that withdrawal.
Mm.
So I was more at the end scared of the withdrawal. I didn't care about the pain. I was scared of the withdrawal. I was scared of anybody finding out.
Because you saying that the withdrawal would have given you away.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And one Norco is $10.
Damn.
So where do you calculate that?
That was $400.
Yeah. So
That's $1,200
$1,200 a day.
Yeah.
And I had to borrow, like I said, from the wrong people, and I didn't make that much. And so
With interest.
And it was $100 a day on interest.
Wow.
So it came to one night I go there and I'm like, I don't have your interest. Don't have it. and you better have it tomorrow or else you're done. Okay. Played it cool. Came home. We need to go.
So when you say done, would you say done meaning like, I'm just done with you, Ted? Or done with you like you're done?
Like
We're
they're
gonna do something to
they're
you.
going to kill me.
Okay.
Yeah. Because all the interest was paid and they had no other use for me because I wasn't buying anymore. I had no money. I couldn't borrow anymore. So I knew that was it. They've already threatened me. They've cut me. They've knocked me out. They've put hoods on me and driven me to the mountains.
Would your family stay safe though, right?
Oh yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
They didn't involve the family. That's good.
No, they didn't.
Just you directly.
Yeah. It was. She's like, why? And I didn't sugarcoat it. I was like, I have a problem. Big problem. Cannot discuss it now. We need to go. So we went to, my mom at the time had a house in Arizona. And we went there on Thanksgiving. Went there. I'm like, I need to check into rehab. Like, I hit rock bottom. Lost the house. Had to sell the cars. Had to sell everything. Well, that Monday, she takes me to rehab or to detox first, and then once you detox, then you go to the rehab facility. They asked me, which was, I understand why they ask. Do you want any methadone or Suboxone to ease the withdrawals? And I said no.
Cold turkey.
You might seizure. I don't care. I put myself through this. I want to feel every part of that pain. So that is a reminder of what I do not want to do. It was one of the reminders of why I don't want to ever touch that again. Okay. That was the worst 4 days physically of my life. But I don't want to, oh, good job. Oh, I'm like, no, I did that shit to myself. Like, I deserve that.
Took accountability.
I deserved it. But also, like, yeah, I didn't take methadone. I didn't take Suboxone. So I'm proud of myself for that. I went through the shit, even though I put myself through the shit. Like, yeah. And so then we go to rehab. First day, I meet with the I'm feeling all right. Got the shits.
Oh yeah.
Because you get the
yourself
shits.
out,
But you don't feel all just like you're good. You need Imodium a lot. And go there and talk to him. And he's like, so tell me your story. I'm like, okay, it's real simple. Played football, ride horses, broke a lot of bones, had a painkiller addiction for 12 years. I just want to make sure that there's nothing wrong upstairs. So that's why I want to go through the program just to make sure. So we're talking. And this will always stick with me. Food comes in, so where we're talking in his office. And I pray for my meal. After I'm done, he goes, you know what? I have never in the 15 years I've done this seen anybody ever pray. That like, why not? That's why we're here. In my mind, I'm saying that. Obviously, I'm not going to say that to him. And so we're talking more. He goes, honestly, I've never said this to anyone. I don't know why you're here. And I'm like, what do you mean? Excuse me. What do you mean? Like, you had a problem. You didn't do any other drugs. You did this for pain and you got caught up in it. But your mind is fine. You still want to go through this? Go through it. And I'm like, no, I want to do this for me. Like, I need to go through this for me. I don't know where my emotions are at. I've been on autopilot. I knew who I was before, very vaguely. I was a nice guy, loving, calm. I just want to make sure I'm still that same person, And then leave there and call my wife. I'm like, hey, guys in the rooms are tripping. I need to go. I'm ready. I'm going. She was a little hesitant about it. I'm like, no, seriously, I'm good.
So you ended up deciding on not going.
No, I ended up going for a week.
Okay.
Yeah, so I stayed a week, but then the guys that came in there were
On a different level.
yes,
And you see that you had some mental stability.
it's crazy.
They were loony.
Like some of the things that you hear though, you know, you learn, you pick up on where like the majority of what's in rehab detox for drugs or alcohol is alcohol, number one. And from my opinion, from what I saw at that place, alcoholics want to try to get better.
Right.
Try. The ones on, you know, shooting up or doing
Heroin
or
and,
fentanyl.
Yeah. Oh shit.
I'm hearing all these guys, and they're bringing drugs in there. I don't know how they're getting them in there.
They're bringing them in.
They're bringing them in there. And then they say to me, I don't know if it's court or, yeah, we're in here for court, but we like it because it gets us clean. So then the next high is like the first. I don't know how many countless times I heard that in there.
Really?
Wow.
It's
It's
just,
like a refresher program.
right.
So they're going.
You know, it's
going just to
I
feel
mean,
that
and there's
high.
some that, you know, are there because they don't feel they're strong enough to be out. And I respect that. You know, like, hey, you're not there yet. And you can be like, hey, respect. You know what's wrong and you're trying to fix it by staying and getting until you're ready. I respect that. But it's
You think anybody?
it's a different society.
It is.
You think anybody was taking it seriously? Or they?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Especially the alcoholics. They and it's funny. It's like there's no signs outside. Hey, Vicodin. Hey, Norco. Hey, cocaine. But there's alcohol everywhere. And he goes, you know how hard it is to try and stop drinking when everywhere you go, every restaurant ever has alcohol and you're trying to stop? That's hard to withstand. I'm like, no, I like the way he broke it down. I'm like, no, yeah, you're absolutely right. Alcohol is everywhere. Alcohol is everywhere. So I think that's one of the hardest things, to be honest, to stop doing for an alcoholic. For me, it was easy. And my wife always asked me, do you ever crave? I'm like, no, I didn't do it for the high. I did it for the pain. I enjoyed it because I felt like I could do anything and I wasn't in pain. But then I became a prisoner. Everything that I was doing was a lie. The only thing I could think about, like what hurts me the most is when my kids were born. I don't remember much of it. I remember bits and pieces. What I do remember, and this is what you remember when you're addicted to something, I believe, at least for me. I remember calling my connect, hey, I'm at the hospital. Can you bring some while she's sleeping?
So you can continue rolling.
Yeah, so I can be the same person, nothing. Wow. And I missed out on so much, and I was not present. Like I said, autopilot. If you ever saw the movie Click with Adam Sandler, where he has that remote, you know, where he can fast forward through that's how I felt.
I'm listening to your story and I'm thinking that I'm picking up that your wife didn't necessarily see this. Like you were still high. You hid this well. It didn't affect your relationship that much. It didn't break your relationship.
She didn't know till the last couple years, when people started saying, hey, Teddy's looking like he's dying, like he has cancer. I was skin and bones, because that's what you would eat. And you didn't want to eat because you wanted to make sure you got the full effect of what you were taking, or else you're going to think, you know, because you don't know what's going on in your head. Like, is this chemical going to affect if I eat? Am I going to have to take more? So you're thinking all these things. That's all you think about. You're a prisoner. You don't want to be, but that's all you think about. Do I have enough money? What if we go on vacation? Do I have enough for vacation? What am I going to do? I even took off on vacations. Hey, when she fell asleep, drive 4 hours back. Where'd you go? Oh, I went to the casino. No, I didn't go to the casino. Yeah.
So your curiosity of whether up here was still good was really legitimate. Like you wanted to know where your mental state was
Yeah.
because it got away from you.
Yeah. And so now, uh, once I got good back home, once she was comfortable that I was good, like I said, we hit rock bottom. We ended up moving into her brother's. We lived on her brother's couch for like 8, 9 months. My kids slept on a bunk bed in Fontana, and blessed to have let them, have them take us in. That tore me up. I did that. When I look at things like that, I remember I did that. But where we're at now, I'm like, okay, but still, that's a reminder. Um, yeah,
Yeah, no, some painful memories that you're going down memory lane right
yeah,
now.
it just, yeah,
Can I share something with you, man?
yes, sir.
Is everything that you are speaking of right now, I can visualize it and I can empathize with every step of some of the things that you've been through. And because I mean, I've been through a lot in my family. I've seen a lot of struggle. I've seen a lot of addictions to different things, from painkillers, or if it's cocaine or crack or alcohol and things of that nature. So I've seen a lot of things tear up my personal family. So the things that you're going through, I really, or the things that you've been through, I should say. I want to say I commend you. And it took, I don't know how much strength. I mean, it's probably like some incredible strength that it took for you to make those decisions, and trust in the process that God has the best intention for you to pull you through and to carry you through. And then not only that, for you to have an angel such as your wife and your children to be there by your side, even through those toughest times, shows a testament of how strong God is in relationship with you. So,
That's well
I
said,
appreciate
man.
that.
That's well said.
Yeah, emotion, something I haven't felt in a while. Back to your question, I think I was never angry before. I was never sad. And dealing with so many voices in your head, and it's your own voice. Um, my wife, you're really angry. I'm like, no, just certain things piss me off, and why are you crying? I'm like, because I'm emotional, like this is a sad movie, like, what?
the wind
But
was blowing. You
like exactly,
what? Close the
exactly,
window.
yes. Things I heard one person say before: when you get clean, you see colors. And I didn't understand what that meant. So when I saw colors, when I saw outside, I'm like, I appreciated the wind blowing, and you see the leaves, you hear the leaves, you hear the birds, you look at the sky, you see how blue it is. You didn't see that when you're on it. You see nothing because your mind is, you appreciate so many different things. But then all these emotions, the what ifs, fuck the what ifs. I'm gonna make some, I'm gonna do some shit.
Yep.
I don't know how, but I know I'm gonna do it. I have talent. I'm resilient. So my wife always says, "Well, how do you know?" I just know. But how do you know?
You feel it.
Oh, I'm like, yeah.
Oh yeah, my
It's
girlfriend hits
been
me with
put
that too.
in
I'm
me
like, you
for a
know
reason. I
what?
don't know what that answer is. If I knew, I'd tell you.
Yeah.
You know?
You feel it though.
Yeah. And so that fire has never gone away. Might have went dormant during that time, but yeah. But emotion has been roller coaster because I didn't have it for so long.
Right.
So dealing with it is like,
Yes.
shit. And I speak my mind now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
You don't hold back no shit.
Yeah, I'm like, and that was the thing. I lied for that long. I had this huge lie, and that was the big thing with sobriety. You need to be honest. And so I'm like, I took that to heart. I can't believe you just said that. I'm like, well, is it not true? Is it not true? Yes, it's a little brutal, but it's true. I'm not talking shit. even though it sounds like it, but is it true? Well, yeah. Okay. I'm sorry it came out that way, but it's what it is.
Moving
It's
forward.
what it is. I don't say it to her, but
I'm gonna switch it up a little bit on you. How pissed off are you at the drug companies?
I am more pissed off at. Okay, so one of the doctors. This is where was he at? He was kind of by Disneyland. Or not Disneyland. Yeah, Disneyland.
Anaheim?
Yeah. So I found out from a source or whatever, hey, this doctor, he writes scripts. Oh, you just got to pay $100, whatever fee, whatever you need.
The plug.
Okay, cool. You end up getting shut down like bad. And I'm more, I don't know. I mean, the people.
I mean, at one point you're saying to yourself, why would they create something like this?
I mean, if it's used, because I know for a fact people are in a lot of pain, but it should be distributed in a way but like me, I just need one. Two, I'm hurting more today. And so how do you control that? And I don't know.
How common is that story though? How common is that story? And so, if you line up all the people who are, and it's opioids, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you line up all the people who are addicted to opioids, they're going to say the same thing you just said, that it started with one or started with two.
It starts with one.
Yeah.
It literally starts with one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just told Ruben and Paul that I was in a wheelchair and crutches for a whole year.
Yeah.
And I literally took one Oxycontin. I don't know if that's in the same family.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. So, and I was a big cannabis smoker. And so that was my form of painkiller, was cannabis. And I can deal with the pain. But one time, this was like, I broke my foot and I got back from the doctor. They said, okay, yeah, here, just take one of these if you feel the pain. Take one or two of these if you feel the pain. Little tiny capsules. I was like, I am bust two of them. Bam. I took two of them. I was like, and I had my foot up, right? So I had my foot up. And then I thought I heard the alarm go off. Now, listen, I just got out of surgery like the day or two before. And so I'm like, that's oh shit. I jumped up like nothing. I stood up like nothing.
Oh, shit.
And you just hear, I fell back to the floor because that made me feel like I wasn't in pain anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I can get up, like he said.
Yeah. You feel like Superman.
You feel Superman. I was like, oh
That's
shit.
crazy.
I gotta get my son. I thought I was late to pick up Ashton. I heard my foot crack and I went back to the floor. And I was sweating bullets and pulling carpet out. Zoned out. So I know how you feel. It's it's super powerful. You can't really control it. So I took, at that point of myself, I said, you know what? I can't do this, man. There's no way. This is way too powerful. It was like way over my head. I was like, nah, let me just stick with the weed. Cannabis companies, talk to me.
Yeah.
Let's talk.
We need business.
Let's talk.
But what's so crazy is I'm wearing this t-shirt and I'm thinking about, in my mind, didn't Kanye go on stage and talk about opioids and he told everybody he had an addiction? I don't know if you guys remember that.
You did.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he went on stage and told people he had an opioid addiction. He was talking about Big Pharma. So exactly what you're saying is exactly what Ye was going through. I was like, yo, that's crazy.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, so what do you think about the doctor's move on, because that's like legal dope dealing right there, where he can just get unlimited people in there, just getting $100
At that time, I'm like, this guy's the man. At that time, I'm like, sweet. I can pay normal prices. Go to the pharmacy. I'm good. I don't
Fill your prescription.
get jacked up.
Yeah.
After the fact, I'm like, because I can still remember the people in the waiting room, and I'm just like,
You were giving him cash, huh?
you have to.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it was not like, hey, well, we're gonna bill your company.
No, the
it had
feds
to be
feds
cash.
cannot track that. So what he was doing,
Yeah.
what the doctor was doing was in fact illegal. So somebody snitched on him. Something had to happen.
Yeah, no, he got in trouble. He got
It's probably
license. I don't know if he's in jail.
Yeah.
Oh, he had.
His
I
practice
hope
is
so.
his practice is done.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, if they put a regular old, weed dealer in jail,
Yeah.
why don't they put somebody that's gonna do some opioids?
You think so, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
What are you say it's 3 years clean?
Yeah.
Some people when they're alcohol and they're clean for a while, the smell of alcohol or walking by a bar, or even people that stop smoking weed for a while, seeing somebody smoke or smelling some smoke. Do you got triggers? You got
There's times, and I've told my wife it, if I'm in excruciating pain, I'll think, gosh, one pill would be great. But I stop myself, like, I know what that will turn to. So, that's all it is. Like, I have no desire. I haven't had a desire. I don't think I ever will. And I've gone through, since then, a lot of trauma physically. So,
Do you attribute your clean to that horrible 4 days?
no.
Or okay.
No. That's just more of a reminder, another reminder of why I don't want to ever have to go through that again. And I don't think I ever would go through that again. But I felt at that time, it's time to, I don't know how this is going to go at the time. I think it's time to go through the shit and see where, God wants me to be. And I need to do this for me. I'm not doing it for my family. I'm not doing it for my wife. I'm not doing it for my kids. Of course, I want to do that, but my number one priority, I need to get clean for me. I need to start working on me so I can, because a lot of people, and I respect their answer. I did it for my wife. I did it for my kids. No, you got to do it for you first.
I agree.
And I did it for me first. It's, if I don't do it for me,
No one's gonna do it for you.
Yeah.
Did you dig into books? Did you jump
No,
on
I hate reading. I
podcasts?
hate
Yes, I
reading.
hate reading.
I watch inspirational movies.
He's a movie buff.
Yeah.
So let me ask you: was it something in the movie, or was it something that you kind of seen and said to yourself, "This is going to be my defining moment"? It was because sometimes I've seen people like didn't get a job or didn't get something accomplished, and they attribute that particular moment to
So
a turn.
there's two movies. Walk the Line. And that was actually playing when I walked into detox. When he finally got clean, when he was in the bed, and June says, "It's good to see you again." That broke me in there, like, because he was gone mentally, with his addiction for so long, and then he was clean, and he was that person that she fell in love with before.
Wow, that's deep.
And
So she said,
it's good to see you again.
"It's good to see you again."
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, and the other one, and this is more for my kids. If you ever saw the movie with Hugh Jackman, Real Steel, okay, at the end of the movie, he's a deadbeat dad. Nothing going for him. A gambler, but it's like robot boxing type deal. And there's the end of the scene where he's miserable like the whole movie. And he finally gets to do something he loves. And his son, who he hasn't seen in, I don't know, 10, 11 years, he starts being a dad again. He starts boxing and smiling for real. And the son sees him smiling and doing this boxing thing with his robot. And he starts crying, the slow motion, like that whole thing. But I'm like, I wanted to be happy again so my kids see me happy, and to find love and find that passion
Wow.
that was gone for so long. And so, yeah, I cry every time I see that part. It's a good movie, really good movie.
I've seen that movie.
Yeah.
It was a good movie.
But that part just,
Struck a chord.
yeah. Every time my wife's, "Are you crying? It's just a robot boxing." Like, you're not getting. She's not. She doesn't watch TV.
Like, hand me my
She
tissues
doesn't
in
watch
the
TV.
room.
Like, hey, let's watch a movie.
Give
She'll
my
start watching
popcorn
it for
back.
5 minutes, and then she'll be on her
On her
phone. I'm like,
phone.
okay.
Yeah.
Let me
So-
ask you this: what made it? My bad.
No.
What made it resonate with you? That movie in particular.
Wanting my kids to look at me and see me passionate about something and love something and look up to who I could be and who I will be. The only time they see that is when I'm with horses, but they don't see that because they're not into horses, and it's so far away. And what I do with the horses, but just that's still a work in progress. Like I said, the emotions are up and down. I'm still trying to find that happy medium where my emotions are a little bit under control. But if I'm pissed, I'm pissed. If I'm happy, I'm happy.
If I'm pissed, I'm
I
pissed.
think your question, if I can jump into the question that you asked him, would it also be that in that movie you see the kid, the son, right? The son, the movie's communicating something that the son is seeing. That's
Mhm.
he's getting something out of
Mhm.
seeing his dad smile.
Yeah.
And that you want your girls to get
And
to
see me
match
smile
that.
with true happiness.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's,
Yeah.
you see both.
That's priceless. That's a priceless feeling to
Yeah.
have as a father, and a proud moment to know that you've overcome, and then they see pure joy out of your
Yeah.
eyes again.
And they,
Because they feel it.
yeah. And they don't know anything about what I've gone through. And I don't want them to know until they can understand. But I want them to know the full story. They should. They're my kids. Not now.
So this is even a more interesting story than I thought. You didn't attribute this to any therapy or counseling or spiritual practice in your healing. Um, this is that chip on the shoulder
Hmm.
that's got you out.
And the big thing was, even my wife, you're so up and down. Maybe you need therapy. You need therapy. I'm like, no, I know the problem. Like, I know the problem. I'm strong enough. How I was raised. Yeah, I can identify it, and I need to find ways to work on it. So me paying someone, and my thought, I don't like wasting money. I don't like wasting time. So if I know the problem and I just got to figure out how to fix it, I'll talk to my boys. What do you think? Let's spitball.
Yeah.
What do you think? And they'll be honest with me.
Mm-hmm.
Am I out of line? Hey, I did this, said this. Here's why I said this. This is my feeling right now. Our one friend, Kevin, dude, you were an asshole, but I
Yeah.
get where you're coming from. But you need to rephrase it in a different way and calm the fuck down. I'm not against it, but I just, I know the word. I know, to me, I'm not, I don't want to down anyone or down that profession of therapy because I believe that works for some people. It might work for me if I tried it. I don't know. But to me, I'm going to tell you everything that I just said. This is my thought process. I'm going to tell you everything I just said. And from seeing TV shows and seeing movies and seeing things like this, you're going to tell me something that I've already played in my head. So what are you going to tell me to do? Yoga? Count to 3?
Sauna.
Breathe? And I'm like, it's just, maybe it will. But that's my thoughts on it from what I've seen. And I'm like, hey, number 1, I haven't gone back to pills. Number 2, I'm dealing with my emotions and my wife's still with me and she still loves me and I still love her more than ever. I've got great kids. Yeah, my emotions are all over the place, but life isn't supposed to be just rainbows and happy days. You're going to have to go through battles. That's what makes us us. So I'm like, okay.
Can I ask you, prior to those addictions,
Mhm.
do you think you did a pretty decent job of planting the right seeds as we talk about in God and instilling that in your family to withstand some of the things that you possibly have went through with addictions? Because for your wife to stay there with you and be strong, she must have known.
She actually said to me the other day, we're talking about it. She goes, one of the reasons I stayed with you is because I knew that wasn't you.
Mm.
and I know who you were before. And sometimes that's a trigger for me. I'm like, I was still the same person. I'm more outspoken. I've got my emotions back, and I don't know how to handle them. But but I understand what you're saying. I understand where you're coming from, how I was before, where I wasn't then, and where I am now. And she goes, I love you so much better now. You need to tone it down a little bit, And she is an amazing woman,
That's awesome.
and she's beautiful. Way too good looking for me.
There you go.
She's. I'm like, I don't know what you're still doing. Like, I really, I don't know. You're a catch. I don't know about me, but
He's like, look at us in the mirror. Why are you?
like, yeah, right.
Why are you here with me? You see that mirror? It's not lying.
You're a 10, but I'm I don't know.
Exactly.
But that does strike a chord when she said that certain things. Well, it's how you were before. I know who you are, and I just want that guy back, and you're getting there. And so when I know I'm moving in the right direction, like, okay. And I know when I'm acting up, verbally or whatever it is, and I never yell at my wife. I never, but just me in general, where, like I said, the temper, as in I'll just get pissed,
Yeah.
road rage or whatever, and stupid things, and then I'll dwell on it.
Mm.
And I know she hates hearing this, but my one zen, the one thing that takes me out of body, when I go see my horse, my brain shuts off. I think about nothing else. I don't think about anything. I'm at peace. And I tried telling her that.
I knew that.
How'd you know?
Because it's one of the questions that I have a comment about that.
Okay.
He mentions that he trains horses, and I knew that. I said, when I'll read it to you.
He's not lying. Because we discussed a little bit.
Here's my comment. When I hear about horses, I usually get a therapeutic vibe. Yeah. Are horses your therapy or escape?
Absolutely.
That's the question I have.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just straight out of rehab. I didn't know what I was going to do for work. And so I ended up getting a job at a ranch. I grew up with horses. I've had my horse since he was 6 months. He's 24 now. Raised him, broke him. But I do it a different way. I don't do it the cowboy way. I don't consider myself a cowboy. I'm a horseman. I do it green. I don't put anything in his mouth. I don't put a saddle on. I hop on him with nothing. Tie a little rope so I can kind of steer. No spurs, no nothing. I do it. I'm always asked, like, how can you relate to horses? How are you so calm, or how do you get them to do what you want? I'm like, horse is very simple. It's like a relationship. You ask them to do something. They might be standoffish. You got to be patient. You can't force anything like a healthy relationship. And like, you have to be stubborn at times, yes, because they're going to try to break you. But once they trust you, you're bonded forever. They will do anything for you. Anything. And so, just when I'm there, it all goes away.
Question.
Yes, sir.
You ever seen the movie Avatar?
Yeah.
So would you say that the connection with the horses in the...
I said this. I was thinking the same thing. Like, he's jumping. Oh shit! Hook up. You gotta get on.
A horse can hear your heartbeat from 10 feet away.
Didn't know that.
So they know if you're worked up, they start acting antsy. If you are calm going in there, they're going to be calm. They know exactly how you're feeling from 10 feet away. And they can actually release whatever problems by just being close to them and working with them. And I know that for a fact.
Wow.
But my cousin actually has a ranch in San Diego area for military, PTSD, for officers. and it's just horse therapy one-on-one, and I've seen it firsthand what they go through and that release. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I experience it. I don't know if it's the subliminal thought that you got a 1,200
Right.
pound beast that could kill you and you need to be focused on them and you forget about everything else.
They're gentle.
Yeah. It's, I don't know what it is. It's unexplainable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that your bond got better once you were sober with your own experience?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's almost like he knew, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hope you guys are eavesdropping. He just told you.
Yeah,
Patience is key.
So yeah, you answered the question because I had the question of what kind of things have been effective for you to help manage this, and it's the horse training.
Yeah.
What are you doing about your lifestyle versus about getting your nutrition, your exercise?
Oh, I go to the gym every day for like 2 hours a day.
Okay.
That's more to get my anger out. So when I'm frustrated with myself in that regret stage, I'll kick my ass during work, because my work is just physical. And then 2 hours, go and hit the weights until I cannot lift anymore.
What gym?
Choose.
Choose? You heard who he chose.
But yeah, that helps me get that anger, but doesn't give me a release like horses, where I'm calm. I still think in there.
Are you back nutrition wise? Like, are you back being healthy? Like, not that they'll probably say it now, but do you make it difficult for any of those friends to say things about
It's
looking
funny.
better, you're not looking better, or
What did you do? I get that a lot. They come up to, what happened?
Like,
'Cause I
you
remember
boys-
seeing you before, and I'm like, and I look at myself, and I'm like, yeah, I gained some, a little bit of weight, a little bit of size, not a lot. I'm not saying I'm big at all.
You got some, you got some little steaks on you.
You
You know
know,
what I'm saying?
a little bit, a little bit.
Got some cuts.
They can lift a little bit, but
Prime cuts.
no filet.
You know
Maybe a
what I'm
New York
saying?
steak, but
Mega Man.
but yeah, no, I can see that from people, and that feels good. Yeah, it's my nutrition really going to the gym. That's what I used to do before, and then there was no reason for it at that time. In that middle, and I'm like, I miss the gym. I feel better. I hate missing a day. Hate it. Oh yeah, gym every day.
I heard the saying. Let me know if it's true. The heaviest weight in the gym is the front door. So, because people are like, oh, I don't want to go to the gym. Like, I'll go tomorrow.
No, yeah, I have.
Once you get in there, it's
once
like,
you get
okay,
in, you're good.
you're good.
yeah, I agree. Once
Because
you're
there's
in there.
days I'm just dog tired when I'm like, I have no
Not in the
energy.
mood.
But once you get in, you're like, and you hit that first exercise,
Yeah.
you're good.
So, what about choose? Made you choose?
Oh, it's right by the house.
Norco?
Convenient.
No, Laverne.
Okay, Laverne. Because I seen the
Yeah.
boots. I was like, well, maybe Norco, choose.
Hey, so I definitely want to thank you for this what we just went through for this last probably 40 minutes. But we're gonna wind this part down, but before that, we're gonna got a couple more questions. Those that have been listening, that definitely were saying to themselves, "Man, I know exactly what he's going through." They feel trapped in this addiction. They're afraid to speak up. Do you have anything to say?
If you want it, do it. If you don't, nobody else is going to do it for you. You have to make that decision. If you want it to be a better person for yourself, that's where you start. That's great if you have a support group, but they can't do it for you. They're going to support you after the fact you get clean. They might be rooting you on, but at the end of the day, you have to make that decision.
That's right.
So,
I think I like what you said, that you have to do what you need to do first before that support group even is a support group.
yeah.
All right. if you can go back and give yourself 10 years back and give yourself that younger self advice, what would it have been?
I've thought about that actually. I talked about it with my wife. Number one, I don't know where I'd be, as in even if I was clean up that whole time. Who I am now, today, yeah, I have my regrets, but I'm proud of who I am, and I don't think I would have that, like I said, that before, that chip. And I think that chip is gonna help me, however long I'm still on this earth, help others, even if it's one. Um, as much as I ever, gosh, where I would be if
Mm,
I didn't.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know where I would be. I just know where I am right now.
that's right.
So that's always a tricky question, you know? Uh, where would I want to be if I had everything? I'd be on a ranch in Montana with my horses, my
Montana's a
wife,
beautiful place
kid.
too.
Oh, it's beautiful. That's where I want to be, to retire and live the rest of my life, not have to worry about anything. But I got to get that somehow.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm not there yet.
Have you heard this before? And it's said by different people, but in other words, it's said like this: that when your mind's in the past, you gotta prepare yourself for a battle with depression. If your mind's in the future, prepare yourself for a battle of the mind of anxiety. And if you don't want any of those battles, just stay present.
Mhm.
Hmm. I agree.
All right.
Because when I think about the past, I get depressed.
Yeah.
Future, it's just, yeah, you get like, where am I going to go? What am I going to do? How do I get here? But if I'm like, hey, I need to do today,
Yeah.
I'm solid,
What's your horse's name?
Sundance, but I call him Sunny.
So that's like,
Sunny.
you know what? Hold on a second. Where's
Yeah.
Sunny at? Where's Sunny at?
Exactly. Exactly.
Is it a specific type of horse or is it
Appaloosa.
Appaloosa?
What?
Yeah.
What?
Wow.
It will elaborate. What different types would there be?
So Appaloosa is the Indian horse. All the Indians had Appies.
Happy.
Their color always changes. They never stay the same color their whole entire life. I actually got him as a rescue. He's a rescue horse. He was in a pasture for like 20 thoroughbreds, all above 10 years. He's 6 months old, fighting for food. The lady there was like, whatever horse you want. These are ex-race horses. And I'm like, I like that little guy. And that little guy
you're
came up
looking
to
for
me. I'm like,
Scrappy.
he picked me. Like, I thought I picked him. He picked me.
Wow.
And we're in a movie together. He's
Yeah.
more, you see more of him than me
In the movie.
in the movie.
Is
Yeah.
that why you're calling me to tell me to come through? Because you're doing some.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Son, was your horse at the Santa Anita
No.
Sundance?
He ain't no
There's
race.
a Sundance on the spreadsheet.
No, he ain't no racehorse. I'll tell you that.
He'll go rush to get the food.
Yeah. That's about it.
Well, as we wind this part down, we're at halftime now. We're at the halftime show now. You got anything you'd like to add or like to say before we go on to the next section?
No.
Beautiful. Hey, thank you for your honesty.
No,
bro.
absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah. And you know what? I'll say this to wrap this portion up. The devil's a liar, ain't he?
Oh yeah, he's a good one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's lighten this up a little bit before we go into the next segment, which is going to be relationships.
Okay.
And so as we get into it, we've heard some really inspiring, some painful stories. You got any funny or unusual ones that the podcast listeners would like to hear, even us? And if you don't, it's okay. We can move it right into the next segment.
It depends what year. You would like high school, college,
The funniest one.
Shit.
How about one that made you laugh in therapy or in the rehab? Or was it always serious?
No, it's pretty serious.
Really?
And then you're just observing and then listening to the. Yeah, it wasn't.
Nobody came in and
Oh, I
made.
actually have
Yeah,
a
yeah.
recent story. This is actually pretty funny.
Okay.
I don't think he's too old to watch anything like this. I love him though. I'm not gonna say his
I
name.
know what you're talking about.
So I have this customer, super nice guy. I'm at his house, finished cleaning his pool. He walks me out front. We always chit chat out front. He's right by my kid's school. Like my oldest daughter, her school is right behind, like the backyard of his house, like wall. That's their field or their playground or whatever. And he's talking to me. I'm loading up all my gear, and I see him standing, shaking his shorts. I don't pay any attention of it. I'm just shaking his shorts, and he's looking around. And then, okay, I'll see you later. And I just glanced down because I saw this like dark circle, and I'm like, I took his shit on his front yard, right by the sidewalk.
Ugh,
And he's playing it cool. I'm like, dude, in my mind, I'm like, dude, you could have walked in. Shit. You just, I'm like, why? In my mind,
Sharded
before that, I'm like,
himself.
why is he shaking his shorts? And so I'm like, and then you see kids walking because they just got out of school. And I'm like, what are they going to think? And so I go around because I got to pick up my daughter, timed out perfectly on that Friday. Because that's when I service this property. And, like, hey, I got to tell you a quick story. You got to look because I can't look. And do you see any poop nuggets on the corner by the driveway? She goes, what do you mean poop nuggets? I'm like, shit, poop, turds. Like, I don't know how to explain this, but look for something dark on top of green grass. That's it. And she goes, no, it's gone. I'm like, okay.
He probably scooped this shit up.
I mean,
Ugh.
you get
He's like, Ted, shake my hand.
like, and so he's known as Poop, and I'm not going to give his name, but yeah, because I have a lot of customers that are named the same, have the same name. And so when I'm talking to my wife about certain customers, is that Poop blank or is that regular blank? I'm like, no, it's Poop blank. Like, no, he's a good guy, but
he knows who he is.
Yeah, poop. Yeah, yeah, poopy bandit. Dropping poop nuggets on the grass.
I couldn't believe it. Like,
you avoided his handshake. You're like, no.
I've been on this earth 42 years, and I've never experienced anything like that, seen anything like that.
That's
Never
crazy.
even heard of that. So yeah.
All right. It's shaking it out. Shake it out, man. Shake it out.
What is he doing?
Oh man. All right, that leads us right into the relationship talk.
Oh, here we go.
All right, so usually we ask your expertise, to compare it. Some people think they got great advice, man. Some people are like Dr. Phil, Dr. Ruth, or Dr. Dre. You chose Dr. Ruth, so you're a sex expert.
Well, I like it, so that's why I picked that.
Hey, where's my notepad?
Yeah. Hey, if you're eavesdropping, take notes.
Yeah. Get my notepad.
Oh man, what do you remember about Dr. Ruth? You remember her a little bit?
Yeah, I kind of remember what she looks like, and she was just a feisty old lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You put the finger in, and you dip the tip. She will move, dip the tip.
Oh man.
Don't do it like that. Do it like this.
Like this, 2 fingers.
So do you find yourself giving advice or taking advice?
Both.
Yeah.
I'm always willing to take.
I wouldn't say in your own personal relationship. It seems like your personal relationship with your wife is great.
No, we're great. We never struggled in that department. That's always been. It seems to get better. Like we've talked about this a lot. Like, gosh, it gets better with age. Like when we're younger, it's you do it more, and it's like you're in a race. But
Like rabbits
as
when
you
they're
get
younger.
older, it's like
Slower
you
than
appreciate it. It's different.
sensual.
Yeah, it's just better. and she's like, "What are you doing different?" And I'm like, "You got the same playbook as when we first started, so I am not doing anything different.
I
trust
just
me."
got back
You
from the gym.
Like, hey,
He said I knocked out 100 diamond push-ups. Nothing's different.
I did some squats. I mean,
Leg press 1200.
Oh man.
Not about the
but
dirty.
I
not about the dirty
I've always
subjects.
thought communication is the biggest part of in the bedroom, not just a relationship, but in a bedroom. Yeah, of course, finding out on your own, but hey, what do you like? How do you like it? Was that good that time, or what do you want me to change up? And being comfortable to talk in that way, like, hey, if you switch it up, like you're not doing anything wrong. You gotta make sure you put that disclaimer out
You're
there.
pissed off.
You're not doing anything wrong. But if you try this, but no, I think communication is huge.
You know what? Let me jump in here really
Some
quick.
things-
Yeah.
What do you?
I don't know if I worded that correctly.
No. What do you think about?
Are you editing this right now? Is there any editing going on?
No. He said something key. Feedback. Because there's dudes they won't ask for feedback.
Because they're too embarrassed.
You
Too much
think?
ego.
I'm not. I always ask for feedback.
Because they be like,
I need to know if I'm hitting them corners right or no.
yeah. Because you could be in there for 2 hours and still not hit it. You're
Yeah.
like, damn, I was in there for 2 hours. You didn't get yours, man. Marathon, what this shit. You know what I'm saying?
What, you need me to take another blue pill?
Yeah, another one. Everything's hard but my dick.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah.
No, but I think that's a great point. That there's dudes are so weird, right? We're all the dudes. We're all so weird, but you get those quiet ones that don't want to ask nothing, don't want to say nothing, and then it's easy to just get that feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
You wanna
I
know if
agree
you
with
close?
you, brother.
You want to know if you close and shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not even close.
Were you almost there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's the other side. I told you. I had an accident.
We had a guest that was on a couple of shows ago. He said that
Oh yeah.
is it prostate cancer?
Yes.
Prostate cancer is evidence that you're not
Yeah.
you're not getting it. You're not getting enough. The dude's not getting enough.
He said, if you're not having sex, then 9 times out of 10, you probably got prostate cancer because you're not smashing.
Really?
Yeah. What do you think about that stat?
Huh. He needs to get to business. He
Yeah.
needs to get it done.
And-
That's what he said.
He says it's like a sleeping mechanism.
That's
Every
what he
night.
said?
He said, if you ain't drained, if you ain't drained by the end of the night,
Yep. Something wrong with you.
tag team.
Hey,
Kevin just on the show.
hey,
Not yet.
and what you guys have in common is you guys are both in movies.
Yeah, you guys are. You guys are both Max Hardcore.
Max hardcore.
Max at night.
He's just skinning Max. Wow.
Oh man, that's funny. All right, let's move on. All right. In your experience or opinion, in marriage, who wears the pants in the family? You said the wife. Now, we can edit this part out. Do you still want to stick with that?
Oh yeah. Oh, he does.
She wears the jeans, huh?
Number one, any smart man.
His wifey's here.
No.
She said,
No.
She
Any smart man is going to say
Was it-
but I truly believe that with raising kids and all what a woman does, she runs that family. Without the wife, the mom, it doesn't flow. To me personally,
You know what I think you're saying? No, I'm not even going to say I think you're saying. I'm going to add to what I think. If a house is a house, but a woman makes the home.
Yeah.
yeah,
Is that kind of what you're saying?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've told my wife before, because like I said before, I live 100 miles an hour. So any opportunity I can push the threshold of doing something crazy that could get me killed, I'm going to do something. You could die. I'm like, hey, kids need a mom. They don't, I mean, they need both, but they need you. I believe
Let me
they
go do
need
this.
their mom. That's how I personally feel. Because I don't know how I'd function without her.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know she's a strong woman. I know all women are strong. My
Yeah.
mom is strong.
Yeah.
My grandma was strong. So all the women I know, your mom,
Yeah.
it's
All right. So there's a good argument. You're making an argument for,
yeah.
hey, if the wife wears the pants,
So Ted's team mom.
you know.
Ted is team mom.
Oh yeah,
team mom.
absolutely.
All right. All right.
Team mom, team wife. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Oh man, you going home to some loving tonight?
You
Yeah,
said the
the
right
loving.
thing, Teddy.
Yeah.
Teddy, you said the right
Yeah.
thing.
Teddy is getting some loving tonight.
Thank you, baby, for putting those men straight.
Exactly. You set us straight, man. We gonna go straight to church, man. After this.
I don't even want to think about what their wives are like. But you, Teddy.
Teddy, you going home to some love, man. We all going home. Our shit's gonna be in the driveway.
You guys should have took some advice from Teddy.
Yeah, exactly. Did you see Teddy's face every
I'm
time
not
he
invited
said
back
something?
anymore.
Every time Teddy said something, he looked right in the camera.
Yeah.
Sincere.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Good
All
stuff.
right. Next one. In your experience or opinion, raising children should be a parent. When you're raising children, should you be a parent or a friend? You put both.
Yes, absolutely.
What's the fine line? Because you can get that situation where you have, get the fuck out of my room, Dad.
You like,
Okay,
damn.
so
I fucking swear.
so with my parents, my dad, asshole. He was a father. Beat the shit out of us. He taught us things on respect and manners and how you're supposed to be. He did some good things, but I don't think he knew how to be a loving father. He was a father. He was always there, but he put a sour taste in all my brother's mouths. My mom was the friend. Oh, Dad's being bad. Here, I'm gonna go buy you something. So mom was the friend. But I think with a good mixture of both, you can teach them what's right and wrong and still be that, hey, you can tell me anything. And that's where, like with our oldest, like I said, she tells us everything. But hey, you didn't do that? You didn't finish your homework? Hey, give me your phone. Hey, no. Hey, where do you want to go? Like, things are good. Hey, you got a good, okay, what do you want? You earned it. Tell me about your day. I think you can do that, but you have to do it correctly. And of course, you're not going to be perfect,
Yeah.
but I think you want your kids telling you everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You don't want them scared to tell you that there's a bully. There's, hey, someone offered me drugs, or hey, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You want them to.
Yeah.
You don't want them scared of you so they don't tell you anything and then they confide into,
That's when the danger happens.
a bad friend or whatever it is. Our kids are open, but they also respect us.
Quick question, because you mentioned your brothers. How many do you got?
I have 2 younger.
Okay, so 3 in total.
Yeah.
No sister, just 3 boys.
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
And so when you were growing up, obviously, if you were enrolled in a Christian school, your parents were obviously Christian. What denomination? Like Baptist, non-denominational.
Non-denominational.
Non-denominational. Yeah.
Yeah.
And would you say how close? What's your relationship with Christ right now? Is it still
I'm not battling
it's
him
distant?
anymore.
Is it okay? Is he distant or is he close?
He's close.
Yeah.
He understands my pain, and I'm letting him in on that pain.
Nice.
And like, hey, I don't know what to do on this situation. And I'll talk to him just like that because we're supposed to come to him
Mhm.
anyway. Just come to him. That's what I believe.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not saying the right words, but I know you know my heart. So this is what I'm struggling with. I need help.
Are your daughters believers?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. That helps.
Yeah.
That helps in the fact that that you said you got when you put the parent and the friend thing out there, and the fact that because the friend thing, usually the argument is that that can hinder your parenting, but I think the fact that there's a background, there's a biblical background, or at least a spiritual background, that helps. So that probably plays a key role. Nice, good deal. You have a quote that you shared, which was "Walk softly but carry a big stick." Did you know that that quote's attributed to another Teddy
Roosevelt.
Roosevelt? Yeah.
Now, my grandpa, I'm named after him, Theodore. And my grandma, I didn't know him. He had Parkinson's really bad when I was young. So I heard all the great things that he did. And my grandma told me he had this quote: walk softly, but carry a big stick, and you can take so many things from that to me, and I've always liked that. And I try to relay that to my daughters, especially my oldest, because she's very meek. She doesn't have many friends because she doesn't put herself out there. And at that age, they make fun, and just kids are making fun being bullies. Like, hey, stay quiet. Don't start anything, but you finish it. Don't let anybody know you're coming. But when you finish it, finish it. You're okay. You start something, we have a problem.
Yeah.
But
you don't have a problem with you finish, no.
Yo,
Finish the
you
job.
finish it.
Yeah.
You finish it. But obviously. But it's
That's that chip inside of you though. Like
it does, but it does have a lot of multiple meanings. Yeah. And I was actually gonna go around the room. You want to take a shot at what that might mean to you?
I'll go last.
All right. You want
No, you go. Let me see what you got.
Yeah.
We're gonna put you on the spot today.
Yeah.
Others will take you seriously if they know you have the means to back up your words.
Oh, that's your saying?
That's another interpretation of that quote. So in other words, walk softly but carry a big stick, right?
Yeah.
Others will take you seriously if they know you have the means to back up your words.
I don't have a saying formulated right now.
I do.
You do?
Kill
Spit
him.
it then.
Kill him with kindness.
Now you trying to make
Is that kind of fit or no?
Kind of, because the walk softly is the
Jay said
kindness.
no.
well, the first part, yeah.
Well,
But you gotta finish it.
well,
You know?
you do
Well,
finish. You do finish it because you kill them with kindness. You let them allow them to show themselves, and you're
True.
being kind. So it's kind of snakish. It's not not bad, but it's a double sword because you're being so nice that they're gonna show their hand every time.
But you're always nice. Okay,
But there's a time.
Let's say that you're always nice because you are. You have no conflict
San
in you.
Dimas
I've
raised.
seen this.
San
No,
Dimas
you have no conflict in you, and I respect that.
Yeah.
So if someone keeps on pushing you,
Oh yeah.
or
You'll see
whoever,
it. You'll see it.
and then you're still nice.
So
where is your?
All right, so Peep. So
He's
remember?
listening.
Okay,
Do you remember when that?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. He's right.
I'm
Where
not disagreeing with that, but do you remember when that girl came and disrespected when I was in mid conversation at the bar with Asada, and she came over? She said, "Oh, that girl's ugly." I was like, "I don't even know who you are. Like, who are you?" If she would have kept talking shit, I would have cussed her out and her boyfriend. Like, mind your business.
Wow.
Like, get out
that's
of
the
here.
big stick part.
Yeah,
Because
So
that's what I think he
like
was.
I'll channel in, but if I can see that this person's clearly just an idiot, there's no reason to fight an idiot.
Well, yeah.
or argue an idiot. So I kill him with kindness until I know my defense mechanism needs to bump up a little bit more. But I
You
didn't.
mean you upgrade from San Dimas to Glendora?
No, Pomona.
You
Pomona.
went the other side of it.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
he dipped over there and then came back.
I'll be a Pomonian if I'm being.
He went down arrow and then shot back.
I'll be a Pomonian if the person tries to get like tough. You know what I mean?
I'll get to the tracks and get that.
But it's hey, you get those.
But
you get those
I'm
spider
chill.
senses though.
I'm chill. Yeah, I'm chill. I'm chill. I don't need to do.
no,
the
I know.
most.
I like that.
So I'll kill him with kindness. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Though.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying.
Kevin just falls asleep. That's his defense mechanism.
But yeah, that's. I
Mm.
mean, even if it doesn't hit with what.
Well,
you're
you know, it's
saying,
funny. It's I at first I did see it because I thought that the actual words killing them with kindness, like the killing them part,
Yeah.
is the part with the stick,
Yeah,
and the kindness part. And then you did say, like you say, it was snakish.
yeah.
But then he made a point when he said, okay, so what if you keep killing them with kindness and you keep killing them with kindness, when they keep pushing you, they keep
And you
killing you.
press the
When does the
buttons.
big stick come? Yeah, and that's
When they
and that-
disrespect me, that's
Yeah,
when the
yeah.
big kick comes. But
So like my favorite quote is, and it may not even match, but you make the choice and God makes a change. That's something that I've always stuck by. Just like
I like
you
that.
make, you
I
make the
haven't heard that
choice. You
before.
make the
Yeah.
choice. God's gonna make the
God
change
gets
because
ultimate
I will
decision.
be removed out of your life if God doesn't want me to be there. So that He's gonna be the
yeah,
power of all.
God
So
don't like
I've
ugly.
pulled myself. You don't like ugly. You don't like no ugly. You don't like ugly. But there's been times
that
where
person need to go to church. God
yeah,
don't like
there's
ugly.
been times where I'll be like, you know what, God, you just set me into the place of people that you want me to blossom around or be around, or people that, like you say, identify with you and that love you. And miraculously enough, He'll remove you from people that you thought that you'll be cool with forever.
Yeah,
He'll remove your ass
Yep.
and be like, look, this is what it is. And then you just have to accept it. I'm like, you know what? I ain't fucking with him either.
got your ass.
I'm with you, God. Hey, he said, got your
Got your ass.
Yeah, exactly.
God's,
Your ass, Mr.
God's
Postman.
like, let me go ahead and remove this guy before this guy turns his helicopters on.
Let's start landing helicopters. You want to see what a helicopter feel like?
All right, that's good. Let's move on to the pillar number 3, conspiracy theories. So, Teddy says he wears a tinfoil hat. I mean, you
He's tuned
you
in.
dive in. You dive into some, right?
Some.
So how long? Has it always been like that? Or just of recent?
Well, the most recent is fires.
Oh.
I
No,
think
you didn't talk about fires.
So
Yeah.
it's not funny because I have 7 customers that lost their home.
Damn.
So when I say I think it's funny, I don't think it's funny.
Right,
So I want to clarify that. But all the places that got hit with this fire are all very wealthy areas, all at one time. Now, I see that more happening all over the place, or middle class or lower class, but it just seems odd that Altadena, Pasadena, and these people have insane, because I know for a fact,
Oh yeah.
and then the Palisades, and then what, West Hollywood
Mhm.
was. I just think that maybe even Pomona, Laverne, Lower Laverne, or Hesperia, certain places where you'd expect. Just, I don't know. I think that's just the way it happened. I mean, you can't predict the wind, but what I found out in Pasadena with the big lawsuit with Edison, and they sent all the fire department from different counties, different states, and I talked to a couple of them because I had to get up to a couple houses, see if the houses were still there. Some of the military that was up there in their Humvees. I mean, it was crazy. I don't know why we're here. Edison shut off the power, and we have no water. We could have saved so many of these homes, but they turned off the water,
Mm.
and we couldn't. All we had was on our trucks. So after I think it's like 500 gallons or something like that. So that's only to extinguish like one house. And then the way it jumped, I don't know anything about fires,
Oh, it was fast.
but 2 houses right next to each other, torched. Next 3, totally fine. After that, house burned across the street. It's just like that game Leapfrog,
Mm.
or Frogger, excuse me.
Some people say it was the smart meters. I don't know. This is just another conspiracy.
And here's another thing that had me kind of, I don't even know what to think on this. So I think it was Wednesday, right after the fire started, the winds died down. We're in Lower Laverne. And the lady that lives in our back house, she drove by the front of our house for whatever reason. She parks in the back usually. She goes, your the electrical wire that hangs, whatever, it's on fire.
Mm.
And so good sized flame. And you see the blue, and it's going over our neighbor's house. Neighbor's house does not take care of his house. There's brush, there's everything. So if his goes up, and we are like right on top of each other, like this is not good. We call, they come out right away, like within like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. Cops shut everything down. Firemen come right away. I'm like, and they're standing there for a good 30 minutes. No lie, good 30 minutes. Like, dude, get a
Standing
fucking-
just watching?
standing looking at it. I'm like, get a fucking fire extinguisher, spray it, because I know you can't put water on it. That's common sense. Call Edison, come out here, cut before that rips, causes a giant fire. So what do? 30 minutes later, fire extinguisher, Edison comes out.
20 acres gone.
And then I'm like, what are you guys doing? Discussing where you guys are going to eat? Are you guys hourly? I know you're not hourly, you're salary. What are you guys doing? This could have caused a bigger problem, which makes me think like, what? I get there's
Wow.
protocol. I'm no fireman. I know they do their job, but in that sense, nothing happens in Laverne. So why aren't you getting it done so you can do whatever it is you're going to do?
Wow.
Instead of it causing something further. So, I mean, and I'm angry. My family's there. My
Yeah.
kids are there. It's 10 o'clock at night. I'm trying to go to bed. I can't go to bed till I know everything's good. I wake up really early. I don't want to wake up and know this thing could burst and our house could be in flames.
Yeah.
So it's like, dude, do your job.
So it was
That's
good looking. The person that lives in the back house was out and about seeing
yeah.
something.
We wouldn't have saw it.
Yeah.
We
Right.
would not have saw it. The neighbors, everyone sleep. It's dark
Right.
street.
You said it was 10 o'clock at
Yeah.
night. Yeah.
Everyone, like, really? And so I don't know.
Wow. Question.
Yeah.
I brought this up the last time we talked about the fires, that when I was a teenager and we heard about a fire, like, oh, so-and-so's, there's a fire on this block, or the fire trucks are headed down somewhere, and then the word spreads that there was somebody's house burned down, something. And then as a kid, you jump on your bikes and you go check it out. Usually a lot of the structure is still up.
Mhm.
Why was these buildings and these houses disintegrated? They were ashes, or were they not? Were there still a lot of structure up when you were out there checking them? Look,
Only thing that was up that I saw was chimneys.
And trash
was that
cans.
was it surprising to you, or was it no? This is exactly what fires do. Was it that kind of
from
attitude as well?
From what I was told from other people, they're old craftsmen. And I'm like,
I think the old homes were built better back then than the
and
homes
here's
now.
another thing. One of my customers that lived way up Sierra Madre had to get a water tank, paid $250,000 because the city said you have to have a water tank up here just because you're in a fire zone. Their house burned down. They wouldn't go up there to use the fire or use.
And they probably used the water and shit.
No, they didn't
use your well.
No, it's
They
too
did.
dangerous. This was before it got dangerous. House burnt down.
Wasted $250.
Waste $250.
Wow.
Yeah.
Golly.
Yeah.
You had mentioned that one of the conspiracy theories, or some of the conspiracy theories that need or deserve more attention, are the political ones. You got any political?
Get him another drink.
And you elaborate on that, Teddy.
Okay, so
Double shot.
my firm belief, at least with presidential, I don't believe, I never have, our vote matters. I think it's rigged. I don't know about the lower, like, county mayors and all that. Maybe that's, but I think our vote does not matter. I think it's all bought. I think it's all rigged, basically. People ask me if I voted. I'm like, no, why? Do I want a certain person to win? Yeah, of course. There's pros and cons for each one. But I think it's rigged. I could be wrong.
Do you think it's there was a time that it was
That was
legit.
pure.
Yeah, there was pure. And when do you think that maybe it changed?
I don't know, honestly. You know,
You think Bill Clinton was legit? So I'm going back, Carter. You think that Carter,
I'm thinking,
Reagan was legit?
George Washington. Like thinking
Oh,
if
shit. So it's just
I'm
never
trying to
been.
think of the presidents. Like, what do I think was actually could have been pure, and I don't know.
Okay.
Because I mean, money talks, and money is power in certain situations, especially at that level. And they buy things. They buy.
Well,
I don't know. I mean, I could totally be wrong, but that's always been my thought. Like, I don't know.
Well, your comment speaks to, well, for me, it speaks to voter fraud, that they're rigging the election. It's being rigged.
Mhm.
And if it's never far fetched, because it's what happens in third world countries. You know what's funny is I asked Chat GPT. You familiar with Chat GPT?
Mm.
So Chat GPT is an AI, artificial intelligence assistant.
Mhm.
Okay. And so I had asked it, and it's pretty thorough. Like if you wanted it to say, write me a 10-page story on, let's say let's say you're back in school, right? And you got to do a report on World War II.
Mhm.
You can tell Chat GPT, write me a 10-page summary on World War II, or an essay, and make it college level. It'll spit it to you in a minute.
Less than a minute.
In less than a minute, it'll all be right there for you. You can proofread it, and you can be like, damn.
And you could be like, you know what? No, tell it to me as if you're talking to a 5-year-old, and they'll bust that shit down.
Yeah.
Really?
So it's
Yeah.
yeah, the tool's excellent. So I asked it, I said, give me a scenario in a third world country where the current person in charge has the ability to rig the election. What would that look like?
Mhm.
What did it say?
Man, it spelled it out. It spelled it out. And when you read it, you're like, this is what they're doing.
That's crazy.
So when you say that, that's what I think. I think voter
Mhm.
fraud. And in my opinion, I think it's probably, I think in the 90s, probably before the 90s, we probably had pure elections, and then after the 90s, we didn't anymore. And
Mhm.
that's just
I think when technology started to change, people started to use technology to their advantage,
Yeah.
and shaving things and
Yeah.
hiding things. And it's just like when you were in school, in high school, when they started using scantrons. You're like, what the fuck is a scantron?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's just green and white stuff.
What is C? Move your elbow. What is this? A scantron test, right?
Yeah.
And they
put
punch
it in
it
the
in.
machine.
You're like, oh, you got it all wrong, Jimmy.
no.
Exactly. I was using. I thought it was both ends. So that's when cheating started. Then it was called the when they punched it. It was like what was it called? The
Chads?
Chads. The hanging Chad. That was the name of the hanging Chad.
That was the Bush. That was the Bush election.
So let me ask you, how did your parents, how was their relationship with the presidencies? Was it something like, because when
They're always been Republicans.
Okay.
They're heavy Republicans. My mom and brother, heavy Trumpers. I'm like, I don't care who I support. I'm not gonna put a flag on my truck of anyone. I'm not gonna wear a shirt. I don't want to get shot over somebody else for no reason. No, thank you. You want to be idiots and support? Like, hey, more power to you. But I'm a closet
you want 'em to spit in
supporter
your
of
food?
whoever
Yeah.
I support. But
Yeah.
like I'm
So you're overall.
I support my family. I support my God.
Yeah.
Like whoever I just want the best for our country and what's going to keep my family safe. Whoever that is, I don't care who it is. As long as we're safe, we're good. My family's good. That's it. Keep us
I
safe.
believe like you believe, as far as not wanting to make a promotion about it. I don't want to pull up to a drive-through or drive-in, bro, and then they're spitting in my food because of what's on the flag.
Exactly.
waving.
You know, right?
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
Here we go. There's another one. There's another one. Here's another one.
Yeah, a lot.
Bumper sticker.
A lot of people are having a hard time, and this is for the other community.
His bumper sticker said "Go Joe."
But Trump said that he just changed the gender just to male and female.
Yeah, I heard
So
that.
for
too.
the other folks out there that are non-binary, it's they're getting lashed out.
That's such a small percentage.
Well, yeah, I don't know the percentages, but I'm saying like
Because you would think
people are taking it to the heart.
the way the last 4 years have been, you would think that 50% of the public is
Right. No, no, I get what you're saying though. Yeah. We are the ruling.
Yeah, it's a small percentage.
Yeah.
But so we had asked about what you think drives people to believe in conspiracy theories, and you're like, man, they just ain't got nothing better to do. Do you think that during the COVID lockdown, it became more popular? Because now you got a lot of people at home from work, from school.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's maybe just conspiracies about COVID. About, oh, this is happening if you get the shot. A bunch of people having heart attacks or I'm like, I got the shot. So when I got sober, I wasn't going to take the shot. I don't like needles except for tattoo needles. Like that's it. You can only work out in the gym at rehab if you get the COVID shot. I'm like, fuck. Give me the shot. That shit fucking hurt. But that was it. I didn't get no booster, no nothing. If I had a choice, no, I would not get it.
You got all 5?
No, just the
Oh.
one, the one
You got that
initial.
You got that Moderna.
Double up booster.
I don't know what I got.
Johnson.
Shit. I don't know, but that shit hurt. But
Pfizer?
I think it was Pfizer, or I think
Yeah,
I don't know. But no, they were saying, you hear, oh, people get sick more now after having the shot. People have, and I'm like, I do tend to get more sick, and I used to never get sick, but then I'm like, I don't want to start believing in that shit, like, just because of the shot. And it's like, if I'm sick, I got a cold. Kids have a cold. They never had the shot. My wife never had the shot. We just all got a cold. So I don't think there's aliens. So sorry, I don't think there's aliens.
Hey, but they got some weird ass fish in the sea.
Yeah, they do.
They do. They do.
We got aliens.
You
They got
know.
some weird ass fish in the sea.
They got
But yeah,
fishes
I
on
do
faces
think-
like you and I.
It's like what the fuck is that? Ain't no fucking fish. I'm gonna eat. What the
man.
kind of alien?
I do think things are covered up. I do think I don't know. I think there's a lot of things hidden in politics, in assassinations, in
Yes.
things.
Yeah.
So
Glad you went there really quick. Let me jump in. That Trump just said he's going to release the JFK, the Martin Luther King, and there's a third
Oh,
one.
the assassinations
The
of all those
assassination of-
Kennedys.
Both Kennedys. So both Kennedys and Martin Luther King.
That's huge.
That's huge because
You
that's
need to know that.
And what pisses me off is that why would you classify something for 75 years? It's like if on purpose you want an entire generation to die off before people that
Because somebody paid for that. And going back to our conversations, left. Why do they keep winning? All that other stuff, right?
Yeah.
Goes back to it.
Twitter files,
Yeah.
Zuckerberg files now.
I inherited a crime scene, all that. All that. All that.
So, what's the wildest political conspiracy theory you're willing to believe?
Willing to believe?
Willing to believe. Is it the election one?
Have we been to the moon?
Oh, I don't know. Have we been to the moon, Teddy?
I haven't been there, so I don't know. I don't know if the flag's still there. So
Does it wave? Is it
I
waving?
know, exactly.
But why didn't we keep a camera there?
Yeah.
And how did the clarity get so clear?
Hey, how
What
did?
else is-
Hey, how did?
How were they on the phone talking from Earth to the moon?
Here's my thing.
The cord was like on the.
Where was the phone at back then?
Nixon just picked up the
They
red
picked up a
phone.
landline phone.
The astronaut said. Hello.
You're staticky.
He picked up the
Oh, man.
iPad.
It's time to go. Oh, okay.
Yes, Mr. President, we can hear you.
The phone's floating away from my hand.
Yeah. And what year was that?
In the 70s. In the 70s, man.
The 70s and 60s.
No, 70s. 70s.
It was the 70s.
Yeah, yeah.
We hit the
Hey,
moon.
do you
We hit the moon in the 70s or the 60s.
That's a good
Well,
question.
we didn't have no
I thought it was
phone.
The 70s, man.
Nah, we was on the moon in the 60s.
Do you remember being in class when the shuttle that blew up and while when they rolled, you know, when they used to roll the TVs on TVs.
Everybody's like,
All right, last conspiracy question. So when they walk up to you and somebody you're hanging out with your boys and one of your boys, oh man, bro, you start giving them advice, man. Do you listen or do you shut them down? When I mean to giving them advice, you're like, hey, come on, don't be listening to that. It's not all true, There's no aliens. You start giving advice, man, or do you listen, or do you buy into it, or you shut them down? Because Todd shuts them down.
I act like I listen, and I'm like, I have a good technique of yeah, and it's just like I took nothing from it. I take keywords, so it seems like I'm listening.
Wow.
Oh yeah, that.
Wow.
Like oh yeah, that. Yeah. Yeah.
Now that,
I
my friend,
entertain.
Now that, my friend, is killing them with kindness.
That is. That is. Wow. All right. Good deal. All right. We're in the fourth quarter. Is that really fourth quarter sign?
Yeah.
Yeah. He
That's what we used to do.
Yeah, that's what we all do.
They taught me that earlier. I was like, I don't even know what that means. Does that mean stop the car? I don't know what that meant, bro.
That meant more power.
That's Shout out to MLK.
All right, man. So we got the fourth quarter. Now we're winding this down. It's gonna all be fun and games from this point. So we had we usually ask the guest to describe himself in 3 words. Would you like to guess
I
how
forgot what I
Mr.
said.
Teddy described himself in 3 words?
Honest.
Way off. I know you're way off on that, even though that's true. But
Relentless. And Chippy. Because he has a chip.
I like those answers.
Chippy
though.
because he has a chip on his shoulder.
I like those answers. though.
Hey, Chippy.
Chip. Hey, Chip.
You want to take a crack or you want me to release?
Whoa. Whoa. No Diddy.
I did not receive any of those words. Hey, he just said, I received no words. I would say, father, hardworking and dedicated.
Thank you.
I like that.
Well, none of you guys were close.
He said,
Well,
Teddy said, I'm a fucking rock star.
there you go. More words, fuck it.
Oh,
That's
man.
cool,
That's
though.
good. That's good. All right. So look, this next thing I had.
Rockstar.
Oh, you put rock star together?
Fuck yeah.
All right, this next one is. I had to look this up. I didn't know if this was a misspelling, but it wasn't. It was real deal. And I asked ChatGPT.
Oh, shit.
So our friend Teddy, he loves rom-coms. I was like, what the is a
Oh,
rom-com?
fucking French pornos?
You don't know what that is? Yeah, it's a nickname.
Romantic comedies.
Oh, shit.
Love them.
Notebook.
French freaky shit. Like, what is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Rom, I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
American Pie. No.
I love
Which one? Which is your favorite one?
All-time favorite, Serendipity.
Oh,
With Jeremy Piven.
Dippity.
John Cusack, Kate Beckinsale. Yeah.
Man, give me a couple more. I didn't.
Well,
I've only.
my
heard
wife
about
and I
them.
love How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. with Matthew McConaughey and
Yep.
Kate Hudson.
Saw that.
I think I might. You saw that?
It's on Netflix.
Oh, so you a
Fool's
romantic.
Gold
Fool's
Saw
Gold.
that.
with Matthew McConaughey and Kate Hudson.
He's the man again.
He's the man.
He was in
He's the man.
When you get it romantic, put a movie on.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Jeez. Click with Adam Sandler.
Oh, that would be a romantic comedy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Um,
What about now that I'm not because
no Titanic.
okay, that
You
wouldn't
know,
be
no Titanic for me.
That's
That's
like 8 hours, but man,
people die in
you've
that,
done
so I don't like
Oh.
romantic comedies where people die. So
Okay, so
In the urban sense, How to Be a Player for me.
would that qualify?
I don't know if it would qualify though. Puts Bill Bellamy on How to Be a Player. He's like giving
I
his
remember
homies,
that.
He's giving his homies game. Okay, so fellas, drop me off here. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be up with this girl for about 10, 15
Oh
minutes.
well, then if that we're going there, Fast Time Rich Mile High.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Mike Lowry?
he said, Fast Time in Richmond High.
What about Mike Lowry?
Wait, 16 Candles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hitch.
Mhm.
Mhm. Hitch. Yeah.
All right. I guess I've watched a rom-com.
I think
Man,
we all. I think we all have.
That was
I just didn't know it was called rom com.
Yeah.
That's
that
cool,
sounded
though.
That's
sexual,
the new
didn't it?
thing.
I
That.
didn't know. Oh, Laura, rom com, loving basketball.
Fucking rom.
What book, movie, quote, that's around the idea of conspiracies, crypto and currency, or relationships. I guess you went with the relationship one. Walk the line.
Yeah. What I said earlier about it's good to see you again.
Oh, that's the movie.
Yeah.
That's the movie.
That's
Okay.
the movie. Joaquin Phoenix and Reese Witherspoon. Johnny Cash.
Oh,
That's the movie's about. Johnny Cash.
oh, it's about okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you see the movie that about Johnny Cash's life that I think Greg Laurie was involved in it?
No.
Okay.
Hmm.
You know who Greg Laurie is?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was involved. He promotes a Johnny Cash movie because of his tie with Liongate.
Okay.
The producer.
Lionsgate?
Yeah. The
Okay.
producers. All right. We haven't asked about your pool business, bro. This is an opportunity for listeners, to refer you or maybe to reach out to you. You want to share a little bit about your pool business, or it's up to you.
Well, I do have a confession. 95% of all pool guys are lazy pieces of shit.
Hmm.
Not I.
Here's the difference. Here it
No,
is.
okay, yeah, that's the thing. It's true. They are all lazy. The misconception is, clean pools, it's so easy. Oh, you try fighting water. You try it. Give me a day. You clean a couple pools. Tell me how easy it is. Please tell me how easy it is. And then the next day, how sore are you? No matter what I do, I'm going to be the best at it. Because I might not be, but I strive to be the best at every single thing that I do. So if I'm going to be a pool guy, the rest of my life, I'm going to be the best pool guy. And yeah, I take pride. I show up. That's just what I do.
definitely it's a great attitude. Was it Martin Luther King that said, even if you're gonna sweep, be the best sweeper.
Mhm.
Yeah, do it like it's your last day.
Man, come on, man. Leave him alone, man. Hey.
Let him live.
This motherfucker looked me right in the eye when he said this motherfucker looked me right in the eye and said, didn't he say it?
Do you know or not?
I'm sure he
Todd.
said some shit
Hey,
like
Todd,
that before.
I think it's because you're black.
Yeah, I'm sure he said that, okay?
Hey man, cheers to MLK.
Yeah, cheers to MLK. What are we drinking here?
Hey, it's MLK Day.
It's MLK.
All right.
What's this called? The Balvenie?
Yeah.
Thank you, the Balvenie. We appreciate the business today. It's
Was
great
that
taste.
yesterday?
What up?
No, it's
his-
today.
his
Oh, it was
his birthday was
yesterday.
yesterday.
Today's Tuesday. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
Tuesday was,
Tuesday. Hey, we celebrated a whole 48 hours.
His birthday was a day. Yes. Cheers, my good
Cheers,
sir.
Balvenie.
48 hours.
48 hours. We doing it. This is for MLK.
Um,
Claretta.
and then as we get down to the 2-minute warning, How long you been riding and training horses?
My mom actually, we used to go to a ranch in Santa Barbara, but actually Solvang, so it's right next door. And it's a dude ranch. It's a resort. They have horseback riding, real cowboys. And so as a little kid, she would put us on horses, but she used to ride, but English. And so that's, to me, that's whatever. They jump and wear funny hats and
skipping.
and do, yeah, I'm like, you know,
Obstacles.
but that's where I learned how to ride. And we go there every summer. And then just one day I was like, you know what? I think this was my first year of college. I'm like, I want to buy a horse.
Damn.
You know, I just, you know, I enjoy it. I want the, you know, and it just went from there, and just training and learning on my own. I'm self-taught. Like, I'll take things from people, but I make it my own. I don't agree with a lot of what people do to train their horse because it involves beating, hitting. You can still correct in a certain way without
Whipping the shit out of it.
Exactly. You know, my horse is the most loving, friendliest horse you will ever meet. So many people, dude, he just comes up to me and wants to be pet, and he's all voice commands. I don't have to do anything. Like, if we're in the round pen, so we're just getting exercise, we're just on whistle, and depending on the tone of my whistle, he'll slow down or he'll speed up. If I say come here, he's actually gonna come here. I don't have to do the whoa ho, you know, do all the cowboy
Slowing
stuff.
down and
Yeah.
shit, yeah.
It's what color's my horse? I don't say, oh, he's a roan, he's a do the fancy words that they say, you know. I'm like, no, he's white with a couple spots, black socks, you know, and he's got his Nikes on, you know, he's got his cleats on. You know, I'm like, no, he doesn't have shoes on. I call him cleats. I played football. This is what I call him. He's my horse. You know, it's relatable to me.
Does he get in the dirt and the grass?
Oh yeah. He loves
You
peppermints.
don't wear cleats on the concrete, so you're right.
You know, and it's you know, I just
Now you say he likes peppermint.
oh
Candy?
yeah.
Horses love candy.
He will. He hears that wrapper,
Oh shit.
and then he starts licking.
Ah,
And then you give it to him, and then he'll lick your hand. He goes into like a comatose state. Like, he's just like, oh my gosh, thank you so
Peppermint
much."
candy?
Peppermint
Yeah,
candy.
love-
He doesn't want anything else.
Yeah, you want a horse-
anything else.
Yeah,
He doesn't want carrots. He doesn't want apples. Just wants peppermints.
yeah.
how did that happen? One day you just decided to give him a peppermint candy, or you got it by accident?
The lady that I got him from, she used to give her other horses. Some of them would take peppermints. She goes, see if you'll like one. And he just
That was it.
took off from there.
His eyes got big.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah.
I was like,
So,
come back.
yeah.
All right.
So if he's acting up, I can do this, and oh, he's listening to you good. I'm like, you don't hear
Yeah, come here. Oh shit. Can he
Alright.
smell it too? Can he smell it on you? Like if you're
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh wow.
Mhm.
All right, man. I think we came to the part of the show where we want to hear about the horse being a stunt horse and you being a stunt man.
Okay, so that's a funny story. So I'm a big Yellowstone fan. The show with Kevin Costner.
It's a
Okay,
good show.
so
Award-winning show for
Yeah,
many years. Yeah, for sure.
love that show. So I think it was when I was working at the ranch right after rehab. Maybe it was a year after, something like that. My wife's like, I want to go to Vegas for my birthday. So we go to Vegas, and I'm like, hey, I haven't been to Calico in forever, and we've never taken the kids. Why don't we go to Calico? You know, Ghost Town. So we go there, and we go on this little kiddie train ride. And there's a couple train cars ahead of us. Gosh, that's the girl from Yellowstone. And she's like, who? She doesn't watch TV. I'm like, that's it. Like, not one of the main actresses, but she's the she's an attorney for the tribal reservation, and so she's in like sporadic episodes. But I'm like, I know her. I don't know her name, but I know her. So I'm like looking
Yeah.
Yellowstone, trying to find, and I find out her name, Koryanka Kilcher, I think. And so I'm like, you know what? I worked at this ranch. It's a horseback riding ranch, and it was right by Valentine's Day. I said, like, you know what? I'm just gonna message her just because. Why not? Why not? I messaged her. Hi, I think I saw you at Calico, but I didn't want to say anything and be like that fan. But I work at this horse ranch. I manage it. If you and your significant other would like to come, I'd love to give you complimentary rides.
Mm.
She messaged.
That's a big piece of bait right there.
She messaged me back and said, "Oh my gosh, you should have so came up. I'm actually filming my own personal independent movie. And I need a couple horses.
Mm.
Can you give me a call?" Left her phone number. And I'm like, showing Heather, I'm like, are you serious? Like, is this really happening? I'm like, shit, I got one. My horse, he's fucking old. I don't know what she's expecting this scene or whatever to be. I'm like, he looks good, but I don't know if you're looking for a horse race, it ain't happening, you know? And so I call her. She's mean in the show. So when you see characters that you don't know in shows, you're thinking intimidating, you know, whatever. Nicest person ever.
Super nice.
So the guy she was with is the actual director. They're together, and he's the director of this independent film. And so she wanted to set it up in like a week or so.
Damn.
And I'm like, shit. So luckily I'm at a ranch with the horses. And so I talked to one of my coworkers. I'm like, hey, we need 2 horses, like stat. This is what she wants to do. We need to scout out the location in Norco. You check it out because you're from Norco. Find it, you know. So everything gets all set up. The night before, the girl I work with, she goes, I can't get the horses. So we're going to have to use my horse and your horse.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like,
Sonny.
okay. I'm like, okay. I still don't know what the scene is, you know, but I'm like, I'm sure he can handle it, you know, like, sure, he's a horse, you know, he knows how to run, you know, but hopefully these people know how to ride, because I know she was going to ride, and I don't know who the guy that was going to ride, you know, I don't know. We were supposed to train a little bit. So the morning of, I get a call from her, like, she wanted to do it at high noon. It's summertime. She calls me around like, I don't know, 9, 10 o'clock. Hey, and I'm thinking, shit, we're already up on the mountain because we had to train them for where we, you know, I'm like, she better not fucking cancel.
Yes,
You know,
I'm
that
thinking right now.
you're thinking like,
First thought
fuck.
right now.
You know, like,
Came all this way.
yeah, exactly. And she's like, hey, my the actor that's gonna be in this, he can't make it. Can you fill in as the stuntman? And I'm like, yeah, why not? You know, fuck it. You know, so got the whole get up, you know, makeup on, blood on my face. They blacked out, you know, did the skin, whatever color, tattoos. And we run the scene a bunch of times. And I'm on my horse. And dude, you need to fucking pick it up. Like, you were going way too slow. This horse, she's catching us because I'm supposed to be a bandit, and and I'm like, dude, get away. And so I have this gun, this prop gun, all this, and you know, they're filming, and it's really windy, and I have this stupid hat on, and it keeps on flying off, and there's hills, like shit. You know, and so it's just like this whole process. My horse is dying. There's no water up there. It's just, dude, did we get the fucking shot? Like, I'm thinking that I'm not going to say that to her because I'm grateful, you know, and I'm like, shit. So then,
that's why you say he's not a race horse.
You know, exactly. You know, and,
not a kid.
Yeah. And so she's having me
30-yard distance.
Right. And so,
wow.
They're having me do stuff. I guess I look good because the movie it's still in editing or whatever, you know, they have to do. And so, of course, the one last scene, we want to get one more, but with someone on the camera on my horse filming her instead of us both being filmed from far away. So it's a close up on her. Okay. So, I mean, this is not funny. She's okay. So it's okay. The horse that she was on, youngster, okay, she took the end and wasn't fully in her stirrups.
Oh,
they made the turn. Horse game. She flew. and she couldn't get up, landed like in a bush. And she's like, my back, I think I broke my
Oh
back.
shit.
She landed on her
Damn.
prop gun.
Oh.
So it made like a bruise, like lower back. And I'm like, okay, I have experience in broken things. Can you breathe? Yes. Does this hurt to touch? Like, okay, you can breathe. Can you do that? Okay, it's not broken. You have a deep bruise. I can tell you that straight up. I said, you're fine. And so then we start talking. We start going. We finish, obviously, after that scene. Oh, you guys want to go to Yard House? Our treat. You know, da da da. And we ended up going to Yard House. They paid for everything. And then I thought that would be it. And you guys want to get coffee after? I'm not gonna say no, and then so we've kept in touch. And so that same year, her birthday came up. And I didn't know it was her birthday. We're not like friends. And she was like, she texted me and she goes, hey, I'm having a birthday with just close friends and family and wanted you and your wife to come. And I'm like, oh, of course. Like nonchalant. Like, are you serious? Like, I don't know what to expect. This is a Hollywood. Like, she's not huge, but she could get huge, like, as an actor. And I'm like, she's super cool. And, like, so, but like, no, we've been cool and just waiting for that to come out. And so it was like a fluke that I got in there as a stunt man.
That's crazy, man.
But like I said, you see more of my horse than you do me. You probably don't even see my face. I don't know. I haven't seen, but.
Do I need a pause button?
When's it coming out?
That.
That's
well, it's still in whatever the post-production.
Yeah.
I know
Still
Nick
editing.
Cassavetes is in it. The dad from Twilight,
Oh, that's cool.
he's in it.
That's huge.
set to release this year.
Think so.
Now, did you
2025.
need to get? I mean, did you need to get your SAG card?
No.
Oh, that's good.
Was this free work or they just out of pocket?
I said, or she goes, how much would you charge? And I said, I just want to be at the red carpet premiere. You don't have to pay me nothing. She still paid us. She
Good.
gave
Oh,
us
that's cool.
gave us a check and then
Oh,
paid
that's
for dinner
cool.
and all that.
That's
I'm like,
love.
didn't need that, just that connection.
Yeah.
Because you never know where it could lead.
Yeah, you might-
And
Might be a
even though it's a
Yeah,
story,
you'll fuck
it's
around,
an
be a box
experience,
office
Hell
smash hit.
yeah.
You're like, damn,
It
this
was
shit
fun.
made $137 million, and you gonna give me a steak? What the shit is this? Shit is lopsided.
I need my royalties.
Exactly.
Well,
You didn't even give me butter.
It seems like you guys got a relationship though.
yeah,
Which
we're
is-
cool.
which-
Yeah,
which is-
super cool. She's super cool.
She's gonna open
And
some
her-
doors.
Yeah, that's huge.
Her Adam is super awesome, super cool guy. Yeah, they're just good people.
Yeah.
You don't expect that,
Yeah.
when you see the character that they
Oh, I
play.
hear you.
Yeah,
All right.
That's a good feeling.
yeah,
With
yeah,
that-
absolutely.
With that, Teddy Repp,
Yes, sir.
thank you, man.
No, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you for coming out and being as open as you were and honest. And I'm sure everybody that was listening is gonna enjoy it and learn from it. And hey, it was a blast, bro.
No, I had fun.
Appreciate you.
We
man.
greatly
yeah.
appreciate your presence.
Thank
today.
you.
It was
Yeah.
really
Had
wonderful.
a
I
good
think a
time.
lot of people are gonna see a lot of cool things and learn a lot of cool things about themselves too while watching this.
A lot of people should resonate with this show, I'm sure.
Eavesdrop Podcast signing off.